What's up, everybody? It is day 122 of recording every single day until 2025. The topic: don't be afraid to vote. I'm bringing this up because I feel like, especially within my generation, there is so many young people that just don't feel like voting. And it's either inspired by fear or by the simple fact that they just don't feel like being involved. And I want to bring this up to attention because voting is part of the human right in the United States of America. And not taking advantage of that human right is honestly not living to your fullest potential as an American. It is so important to fulfill your duties, and one of those duties when living inside of the United States of America is to vote for whichever party you prefer. And when you vote, I don't think you should be influenced by these big social media celebrities or influences that are just telling you to vote just to vote for a person. But you should vote based off the personal beliefs that you have within your heart. What I tell people is that I'm voting for whoever is following my religious beliefs the most. If I'm being completely honest, I would not choose either candidate as my number one pick if I had to pick one. My number one candidate would be Jesus Christ, the one and only, but obviously he's not running as president. So the second best option, in my opinion, would then be selecting someone who best follows my religion. And that's how I base my votes. And that's how I base my beliefs in the political system. Like I said, I don't think either one of them are great, and I think that they are very flawed, but just like any other human being, they are very flawed and they're not perfect. And the only person to have ever walked this earth was Jesus, and he was the only perfect one. So don't be afraid to vote. Do not be afraid to voice that opinion that you have, and don't be afraid to um, don't be afraid to use that amendment that you are given, and don't feel like your vote does not matter. It definitely does matter. And like I said, playing a role as an American in today's day and age is so important to exercise that right that you have. So don't let it go to waste. This election is a very, very important election, I believe. But something I want to add, and I want to bring it back to the Bible. And I know that many people have probably heard this verse before. And if you haven't, please listen to it. Um, because at the end of the day, whoever gets elected, it's ordained by God. Whether I like it or not, I have my belief in God that he's doing it for a reason. And it's not me to question him, but me to just understand him and me to just trust him and to believe that he is doing the right thing for me and the right thing for my country and the right thing for the world at the end of the day. Like, there's not going to be a single person on this earth who is going to save America, who is going to save the human race, who is going to save you or save me. That is Jesus Christ alone. So putting your belief in a person and idolizing them like they're a god within itself is completely and totally wrong. So this is where I bring it back to the Bible, right? We're in Romans chapter 13. We're reading starting at we're just starting at verse 1. Sorry. It says, let everyone submit to the governing authority, since there is no authority except from God. And the authorities that are existent are instituted by God. So then, the one who resists the authority is opposing God's command, and those who oppose it will bring judgment on themselves. For rulers are not a terror to good conduct, but to bad. Do you want to be afraid of the one in authority? Do you want what is good, and you will have what is approval? For it is God's servant for your good. But if you do wrong, be afraid, because it does not carry with a sword for no reason. For it is God's servant, an avenger that brings wrath on the one who does wrong. Therefore, you must submit not only to the wrath, but also because of the conscience and For this reason, pay your taxes, since the authorities are God's servants, continuously attending to these tasks. Pay your obligations to everyone, taxes to those who owe taxes, tolls to those who you owe tolls to, respect those you owe respect to, and honor those you owe honor to. That's basically saying, in a short, summary, is God ordains whoever is in authority. Whether you like it or not, God has placed them there, and we need to respect that, and we need to obey that, and we need to be order. We need to not lose our minds over it. At the end of the day, it is such an important thing to go vote, but at the end of the day, it's just politics as well. I think that politics is something that is important to be involved in, but it is something that you should not let it consume your life and let it dictate how you spend your days, and you should not be living in fear by it. Us as Christians and people who believe in God, you should not fear anything else but God. You should only be a God-fearing man or a God-fearing woman, and you should not be afraid because of someone who is in presidency, or someone that is in the ruler of the White House, or someone who is just in authority. Like, you should have no fear of that. The only fear that you should have is in fear in God. That's it. Like, that is the bottom line. And I just wanted to make this video as just a reminder, because I know that this is a stressful season for a lot of people. Even some people around me are like so stressed out, and I'm kind of just looking at them like, why? God already knows what's going to happen. God already has his master plan. God already has everything figured out. We're just simply going through the motion at this point, and we need to trust him with that and not be so stressed out about it. We should not be living in fear because of someone who may or may not win. So, wanted to make this quick video. Tomorrow is election day, November 5th. So if you can, go out and vote and exercise your right. That is something that you are given as a U.S. citizen. So take advantage of it and be part of history. So that's all I wanted to say, but I hope y'all all have a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Adios.